Hello, and welcome to Japanese craft beer reviews. From today, we're going to begin a new series, and we're going to look at 11 different beers from the Kyoto Brewing Company. And these are fairly recent beers that they have produced, and I visited their tap room not too long ago and picked up these 11 bottles. And Kyoto Brewing Company is located in, of course, Kyoto, which is one of the ancient capitals of Japan. They started in the year 2015. They've been going a little over 5 years now. And they were founded by three people, an American, a Canadian, and a Welshman. And full disclosure, I know all three of them, and I have known the American who is the head brewer for a number of years when he was a home brewer, even before he started brewing. He used to bring us his home brew, beer drinking friends, and we would sample it and give him our impressions, and he was an excellent home brewer. He also studied in the U.S., and he did an internship at Lost Abbey down in Southern California. And then in Japan, he did an internship at one of the very best craft breweries in this country, which is Shiga Kogen Beer. So he got a lot of experience, and they started in 2015, and they were named the best new brewery in Japan for that year by Rate Beer in the Rate Beer Best rankings. And they were also, in 2019, the last year, they were also voted the best brewery in Japan by Rate Beer Best. So they have been around again for 5 years. They have a tap room, which is now has limited access due to the coronavirus. You can go in and buy beer and sit outside and drink, but they haven't opened the upstairs seating area yet. And they're open on weekends primarily, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Occasionally they open for on holiday weekends. They may open a little longer than that. They have three main flagship beers, which you can buy on their website. And they also have two seasonal lines. One is called the Kimagure line, and that's generally pale ales or IPAs, things like that. And their second seasonal line is Shunka Shuto, which is, they're generally saisons. And these are 4 quarterly beers following the seasons. So Kimagure will have a spring version, a summer version, etc. And Shunka Shuto actually does mean spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So they come out, so they have 2 seasonal lines, 4 beers each in each one, so 8 seasonal beers a year. But they put out a lot of one-offs too as well, quite a few beers. On Rate Beer, in fact, they list 168 different beers, and this is as of October. So in 5 years, they have made that many different beers. And on Untapped, 137, so they haven't got quite all of them yet. And the average rating for their beers is 3.71 on Untapped. So they have been quite successful critically, and right now fortunately they got into bottling and online sales before the coronavirus really hit hard here. And so they've been able to keep things going with that, and their tap room open as well. So let's look at 11 different beers from this wonderful brewery in Kyoto, and we're going to start with one that's a very new kind of style. All right, and the first beer from Kyoto Brewing we're going to look at is this one. It's called Chinoshin e no Sasage, and it is, the English name is Wheat Offering. Now, this is a 5% wheat beer. It's also a saison. It's considered a saison from the yeast, and it's 5% alcohol, 18 international bittering units, and so as they call it, it says 100% wheat saison, and that's interesting. It's the first 100% wheat beer that Kyoto Brewing has made. They do make a lot of saisons, but this is a 100% wheat beer, which I guess is not so common. I'm not sure what other ones I've had, and on the back label they say this is a new style for us, for sure. So the malt bill is 100% wheat, and the hops for bittering they used Aramis hops. For flavor and aroma, Strisselspalt and Aramis as well. The yeast is Belgian ale yeast. So what do we want to call this? A wheat beer saison? Well, they call it a wheat saison, 100% wheat saison. Looking forward to this one. Okay, let's open this one up. Kyoto Brewing is known, they have made their name on making saisons a lot, or Belgian influenced IPAs and pale ales and that sort of thing. Okay, so what do we got here? Well, it's a slightly hazy pastel yellow. And this is probably the definition of pastel, maybe dark pastel. And put it through the light. And you can see the carbonation, light carbonation floating up, like a half a finger of kind of so an airy head or what, but thin foam. So the lace is kind of sticky there. Okay, what do we get? Okay, right away I get the Belgian yeast and the wheat. The wheat quite strong. Something light and tangy, maybe hinting at citrus. Okay, aroma and flavor. Okay, the wheat is quite present. It blends very nicely with the Belgian yeast. Feels a little bit heavy. Mild bitterness in the mid palate to finish. This is very pleasant, simple. The wheat kind of adds a little bit of heaviness. It's kind of interesting. Saisons tend to be kind of light, or they should be kind of light, I think, and refreshing. This one has a little bit more body, a little bit more chewiness to it. It's unusual. It's interesting. I always give brewers, a few extra points for trying something different, something new, even if it doesn't work. This works. It comes out just fine. So for me, the yeast and the wheat kind of blend kind of nicely. It's not as if they're canceling each other out or anything, but they're both present for sure. The wheat seems much more present in the nose, I think. And again, the body seems a little bit heavy. Just a touch of hops and mid palate, lightly peppery, but that's basically it. So this is very pleasant, kind of simple. I wonder if it was hard to work with or not. Wheat sticky or what? Rye, for example, rye is very hard to work with if you use a lot of it. 100% wheat, I'm not sure how it went, but very nicely done. And again, this is called Kyoto Brewing Chinoshin e no Sasage, and it is in English called Wheat Offering. So go online if you live in Japan and take a look at what Kyoto Brewing has to offer. They have a wide selection of their beers available for sale, and if you have never tried Kyoto Brewing, you are definitely missing out, and you should get on there and see what they got. Okay, that's it. We're going to move on to another Kyoto Brewing beer next time. Take care. Bye-bye.